Hello YouTube. This is just going to be a quick video, hopefully a quick video, on just this kind of FiTe midlife transition that I'm noticing people go through. Not anybody I know, one person I've met, but also people I haven't met and I know via media and stuff like that. So this applies to anybody who has like Fi second and TE third in my book. And what I think happens is that, they get to midlife and essentially like using this quarter model I've been working with for the past few months. You start off with like your first function, your first quarter of life, your second function, your second quarter of life, third function, third quarter, fourth function, fourth quarter. So for anybody who has Fi and TE in the middle in that order, they're going to be starting off their second quarter in Fi and ending it in Fi and starting up their third quarter in TE and ending it in TE. So what does this look like? You see, I just keep on seeing examples of this essentially. So the person I knew personally was my one of my acting teachers when I was at university, undergrad. I say it like a European, but I'm American, so maybe I should switch. I don't know. At university or in college, depending on your nationality. So essentially, she was an acting person, directing and acting in plays in the Cambridge, Boston area, and then, she decided to run for political office. And this isn't uncommon if you're doing this performative activity in your second quarter, because that's Fi stuff, and then you go into the TE stuff, and what does that look like? It looks like politics, looks like broadcasting, looks like business and industry. And you see healthy examples of this, and you see unhealthy examples of this. You see people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Joe Rogan, who were doing Fi second quarter, acting, performing, comedy stuff. Rogan moves into podcasting and broadcasting. Schwarzenegger moves into politics, public speaking, some sort of discourse. I don't have the right conceptualization of what TE is yet, but I know that seems to be the pattern. I don't know what the nexus of that is, but it's essentially that locus of activity. Something to do with public speaking and discourse and something like that, which falls under politics and industry and broadcasting. For some reason, I don't know, but this is what I keep seeing. And then, so those are like two healthy examples. And I was thinking about Kanye West the other day. I was like, okay, where's his Fi? Or I was thinking about him earlier today. I was like, where's his Fi? Because I know he was writing poetry when he was younger, and but he didn't really blow up until he was like in his 20s or whatever. And then I was like, okay, well, if he has second quarter Fi, he'd have third quarter TE. And what would that look like? He'd be going into politics and business and broadcasting, and not podcasting himself, but he's on all these other people's podcasts, just saying lots of stuff that he shouldn't be saying by all accounts. But it's par for the course for like TE stuff. Not only is he just like espousing these views and these opinions and stuff, but he's also going into business ventures now, more, not just like artistic ventures, but like more traditionally industrial business ventures, and also politics. He ran for president. So it's the same pattern of Fi to TE. And this is an example of somebody who's having a hard time getting into this TE space, because if you don't do it, you're kind of going to fall off, because that's the next step in your development. And he's in that, trying to enter in that next stage, but for some reason he's just not able to integrate it socially in a socially appropriate fashion, which would be more in the manner of like people like Joe Rogan or people like Bill Maher or Stephen Colbert. Any of those talk show people who started off comedians and go into media, they're just like media trained Joe Rogans, or like it's the same process, or it's more accurate to say Joe Rogan is just another version of those people. I made a video on Rogan today, which is probably why I'm talking about him so much, so check that out if you haven't seen it. But it's the same thing, like, oh, I'm telling jokes, haha, made you laugh, haha, made you laugh. And then it's like, what are the issues? Well, we got to figure this stuff out. Let's bring on guests and interview people. It's the same pattern. That's basically what I wanted to make this video on. It's just this FiTe midlife pattern. When you go from the second quarter of your life being artistic and stuff, to the third quarter of your life being all political and industrious and all that other stuff. That's just what I'm seeing. So depending on your age and if you're watching this video, you can type yourself pretty easily. If you're kind of, I mean, the older you are, the easier it is to type you. In my book, essentially, because you've lived through all of these different time periods of your life. Because right now I'm like in the middle of my second quarter, hopefully, and it's looking like SE first, and then I know I've definitely been very confident in defending FI second, based on mood disorder stuff, and that came after the sensory processing disorder stuff, and based on just the artistic expression of stuff. But this doesn't seem to me to be FI, what I'm doing right now. So I'm still sorting that out. Still fairly. If you ask me, I'd say if I had to guess, I'd be very confident about SE lead, and confident but less confident about FI secondary. Definitely more confident on SE first than I am on FI second for myself. But that's just essentially the point. You got all of these different people exhibiting the same life trajectory pattern in the middle 2 quarters of their life, going from essentially FI artistic stuff in Raya-Sec terms to TE enterprising stuff in Raya-Sec terms. I think that's about all I have on this. I just thought I'd make this video because it's just like, oh yeah, Kanye West is just having a hard time integrating his TE because he's like some sort of FITE middle guy. I don't know. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.